What up, Bebop crew? I don't have to say it's been a minute, I know. But today we have something very special because, as always, with this channel's name now, there's the Bebop. So, it's only right that we open a Spike figure. Let's get into this unboxing. Cowboy Bebop, second gig, Spike Spiegel Daybreak figure by Megahouse. Oh, when I say I was excited when he came out with this one, I was hyped. Obviously, I'm a big Cowboy Bebop fan, obviously, because what the channel's aimed after is the Bebop. Duh. So, the fact that they have Spike, my favorite anime character, in another figure, besides the statues I have already, is already great. And it seems like Megahouse is the only other company that really does Bebop figures. I know, I think it's not Ami. What is the company's name? Good Smile. They do the pop-up parade figures, but I am not a huge fan of pop-up parades. I have one, and they had bad quality, so it kind of deterred me from ever getting pop-up parades again. But regardless, besides first four figures, I really think Megahouse is the only one that has done Cowboy Bebop figures. But this one, chef's kiss, because it is from the great last scene of Cowboy Bebop with Spike descending down the stairs after fighting Vicious for the last time and giving his iconic bang. So it's something I really do love. So let's get into the figure unboxing. All right, as before, this is the Megahouse figure. Beautiful figure, 1/8 scale. Right now, it's on AmiAmi for 30,800 yen, which is about 202 USD. So overall, not a bad price. Megahouse prices are a little bigger. Well, depends. In the past, I know Megahouse used to be somewhat expensive, depending on the figure they have. I know, for instance, like their One Piece figures were a little high, but I think their figure prices have pretty much balanced out over the years, so it works out for me. Again, they've only figure I remember them doing is the Spike in Faye figure, which I opened on the channel. That video is right here if you want to look at it. But this figure is gorgeous. Like, again, it's the iconic scene. It is the iconic scene of Spike descending the stairs after fighting Vicious where he gives the bang and falls over, leaving the anime open-ended to where there's not Spike actually dies or not. And they have never touched it. The creator of Cowboy Bebop, the writer, everything has never said Spike lives or dies. He said it's open to interpretation for the viewers, and I've always loved that. Like, if you think Spike lived, great. If you think Spike died, perfect. And they have never touched the series again, which I'm happy with. I think it's the perfect series. It's my favorite series. It's one like the only like 2 or 3 series I've actually given a 10 out of 10 sheer perfect. In this scene, I think, this is my favorite scene besides the angels, the battle of the angels, or the ballad of the angels, where Spike and Vicious fight and throws Spike through the church window. Those 2 scenes are my favorite, but this one is so amazing. It's beautiful. It's right after the situation with Julia. And again, if you haven't seen the series, I don't know what you're doing on the channel. I'm not sure why you're watching this figure, because, dude, there's no way I don't love Cowboy Bebop. But the figure, let's get into that. The shading on this figure, and I'll give Megahouse this, they have very good shading. This is gorgeous. It's kind of a pastel type of thing, which I think works for this figure. I don't particularly need it to be vibrant because of how gritty the scene itself is. So they took a very interesting take with making it a little bit more pastel. So the shading on it, beautiful. You could see the shading very much so when it comes to Spike in his trench coat by itself. But then you see the different shades of blue and the shading that he has for like his shoes, his pants, everything from Spike. Beautiful shading on this figure. I really love it. The hair, you see different vibrant shades of green from the top of his head, and it gets darker as it goes down. So I know why they went with the pastel is because in that scene, because Spike has been fighting all night, there's a huge hole in the ceiling, and there's a light shining on Spike from here. So that's, I think, what they're trying to imitate with this figure, is because as the light's shining down as he comes down the stairs, there's just a bright light literally directly on top of his head. And you see that in his figure, because like you could tell like his hair is a much lighter green because there's sun hitting it. It's getting darker because, you know, shadow and everything, how that works. So I think they did an amazing job trying to capture that. And that's just beautiful. So you have the amazing coloring for that. You have the amazing shading. And you have you have the birds or the doves kind of flying behind him, because as he drops down, you see doves flying behind him, and an iconic melody comes behind him and sings and fade to black. And what I really like about this one, what I really think was the beautiful piece they added to it, was the fact that they added a mural, like a glass mural from, like, again, that Battle of the Angels scene. They added a glass mosaic of Vicious and Julia behind Spike, because Spike's entire journey is what's happened between him, Julia, and Vicious, like this 3-way love triangle type thing that's happened between them. So the fact that they included that in the background is beautiful, because this is why the entire thing has kicked off. This is why Spike is here. This is why he's doing all of this. So the fact that they added that to the background, I think it's amazing. I think it's a perfect, like, artistic add. Again, they have the stairs, which you have him descending down. Great add to that. They have the doves behind him. And behind the stairs itself, there's a record, which is, because it's Cowboy Bebop, the blues are just always a thing for Cowboy Bebop. The music is so phenomenal. If you don't know, I own, like, I think 3 or 4, I want to say 4 records total of the Cowboy Bebop music, and it's gorgeous. But the thing I really do like, besides the mural, like, everything about this figure is gorgeous. On the bottom, I guess if you look in the record, like the figure, bottom right of the figure, there's a thing etched in it, which it's his saying, like, you're going to carry that weight. And if you don't know, like, that saying is very powerful, because every decision, every choice you make, it weighs on you, and you have to carry it through life. And that's kind of what Spike and a lot of the characters in Cowboy Bebop initially kind of emphasizes, that every decision, everything from their life, they're carrying the weight with them. They're moving through life with that weight. And it's always heavy. Like, the burden, like, it's always like the world's on your shoulder, so it's a heavy burden for you to carry. Because as you move through it, you have to carry it with you. Your decisions, your choices, the decisions you're going to make, everything like that, you have to keep going. And funny enough, I've never got the impression from Spike that he's particularly running away from anything. even when he encounters Vicious, he like fights it head on. He goes about it. He talks to him, and he's like, "I left the life behind." He literally left the life that he was in the syndicate. He left it behind. He wanted to be with Julia. That didn't work out, but he's still kind of moving. Even though like there's something still holding him back, which is everything he did with the syndicate, but he's still trying to fight forward. And he's kind of like, again, you can see it with his eyes because one of his eyes are artificial because he lost it. The other one's real. He even said it like that very last episode. One of his eyes always, is seeing the past, so he's always stuck there. So again, it shows that he carries away from his scars, his memories, his thoughts, and then everything that happens with Judy and Vicious. So that is a very iconic quote, and I love the fact that they added that to the figure because it's not a quote you always. I think it's not the most quoted thing from Cowboy Bebop, even though it pops up, at the end cards or is shown so often. It's not something everybody thinks of when you think about Cowboy Bebop. Usually it's bang, usually see you later cowboy, stuff like that. But you got to carry that weight as an iconic quote, and it has so much weight behind it. So the fact that they include that with this figure, I think is gorgeous. I think it's, again, a chef's kiss as far as like Cowboy Bebop fans are concerned, as far as I'm concerned. So this figure, I think it's amazing. I love it. Again, I love the shading. I love the pose. I love how they capture the light that's hitting Spike. I love the fact that they're capturing like his battle wounds and everything he has. I think they did a great job overall with the sculpt of this figure, the painting of this figure, the shading. They're trying to capture a moment, which I think this does splendidly. So I think as far as like I'm concerned, this is a perfect Spike Cowboy Bebop figure. And I think Megahouse has knocked it out of the park. You can still pick this figure up on Ami Ami, like I said. This is my last figure of 2024. I have not done my 2024 figure recap video yet, and that's coming up. I want to wait for this figure to be unboxed and get here before I did it. So watch out for that video. It's coming soon. And obviously, I do this every year. My figures for 2025 video will be up right after that, so I can show you everything that I expect to get, everything that I'm looking forward to getting. So we'll see if there's another Cowboy Bebop figure in that list. Or I might add something to it that I don't see yet. Who knows? But guys, I want to thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, comment. And as always, I'll see you next time. Later, Cowboy.